There we go. Okay. Hi, everybody. It's June 17th, 2023, and I am talking to Matthew Devine again. This is 28 days after you started riding across Canada for the Ride to Change, as well as You Can Ride Too. You can also check out Matthew on Devine Transformation on Instagram. I can't believe that you have been riding for 4,000 plus kilometers since we last spoke. I've been watching you every day. I've been seeing the ups and the downs. Again, no pun intended on that, but holy cow. I can't even believe what you've been doing since we last spoke. First of all, it's really good to see you and talk to you in person, because I've been just watching all of your posts and your live posts, and wow, I mean, it's just beyond words what you've been doing. I can't even believe it. So great to see you, Matt.
Thank you. And as always, as I mentioned in a post earlier, talking to you always lifts my spirit. There's a few people out there that have gone above and beyond, sending me support and love. You're one of them. And I can't stress to people, when you're in sometimes the smallest towns in the middle of nowhere, staying in some of the, I hate to say it, but some of the lowest end hotel rooms you can imagine.
Yeah.
You open your phone to find that message from somebody like yourself. It changes the mood, and I just appreciate it so much.
Oh gosh, hey, that's the least we can do out here for you, right? And I'm not the only one that is following you. Clearly, there's so many people. I've been talking to a lot of industry friends. Pete, he's been following you every day. We're just like wowed and amazed. I mean, it's just, yes, it's all inspirational, but we just can't believe what you're going through too. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? And we're just so proud of you. So I want to start by saying, in your words, if you can remind people what you're doing and why you're doing it.
Sure. I'm doing a 13,000 kilometer ride across Canada, heading east to west, so into the prevailing winds. And then when I hit Victoria, I'm going to head north towards the Yukon and Northwest Territories. And then I'll finish the journey August 27th in Edmonton, Alberta, for a total distance of 13,000 kilometers, maybe plus or minus, maybe more, maybe a little less.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it for three reasons. Reason number one is to put as many kids as I possibly can on adaptive bikes through the You Can Ride Too charity organization and their affiliates. And I've met a lot of different affiliate organizations across Canada. The second reason I'm doing it is to help my own mental health and physical health. I'm trying to improve myself constantly. And the third reason is I want to inspire other adults who are suffering silently and looking for not a fleeting moment of motivation or inspiration, but perhaps a story that they can relate to, latch on to, and start their own transformational journey. Because I'm a very real person. I've had the joy of being able to take this journey, but I came from a very dark place, and I battle every day, more so on the mental side now than anything. So if I can help one adult undertake their own journey, then that's a third great outcome.
Okay, amazing. Okay, I'm going to start on an up note today. Tell us, what was the most positive thing that has happened to you so far since you started?
You're going to make me cry. right during this interview. There's a little boy in Montreal. He was a double amputee. He has Down syndrome.
Oh boy. Got it. You're making a difference for him, obviously, and
yeah,
so many
he
others.
came out on his bike, and he rode with me, and he told me he loved me. So.
Oh man. Yeah, that's gonna stand out. That's gonna stand out forever. That's gotta be making it worthwhile so far.
And even though I'm crying, it was positive because you actually see the power of this process and of this organization. This little boy has everything to be sad about. He has every challenge one could imagine. And there wasn't an ounce of sadness in this boy's face. He was as happy as if you could bottle that energy up and that happiness, people would understand what's going on. It's things that we take for granted. These children don't. And anyways, it was a sad moment because I see how some of these kids are dealt these cards, but it was a very happy moment because we're giving this child a chance. So that was, to me, and the mothers that felt people had given up on giving their children this experience, and they looked at us square in the eye and they said, this program is helping improve my child's life, so thank you. So that was, to me, the most positive, with the tears.
Yeah,
most positive moment.
that's amazing. That's incredible. You must think about that every day when you're out there on the bike.
I have a picture of the little boy. I got down on my hands and knees, as sore as it was, and I knelt in front of him, and he put his arms around me, and he whispered, "I love you." And that I had to walk away for a bit, but yeah, I got back on the bike and rode.
Oh my God, that's, oh wow, man. Okay, that's pretty amazing. I'm gonna flip it now to what has been the toughest experience so far for you? There are probably many, but and feel free to talk about a lot of it because there's been a lot of tough moments.
Yeah, at the macro level, it's the mental anguish I feel. It is the biggest grind I've ever went through. But I think what people don't realize is that you ride at, say I start riding at 6 and I finish at 3 or 4. It's not like you're going home and you're turning on your TV and you're relaxing. You're pulling into a town, you're getting into a very, in some cases, dank room, and you get into bed, you eat whatever you can eat, and you get up the next morning and you start it again. And it happens every day. So it's a 24-hour process. This machine that's rolling across Canada is 24 hours, and you don't get a break. And then you sprinkle the weather, the conditions into that mix. Every day is rough, but when you hit the weather and the elevation and the rain and the cold, and you're by yourself, that day's even worse. So it's just, it's amazing how difficult this is when you look at it from that 24-hour cycle.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Was there anything that sort of was unexpected with regard to preparation that caught you off guard, weather, for example, or do you feel that you had everything that you needed when it came?
I was caught off guard. I won't lie. I couldn't hold my handlebars.
Yeah.
My hands were so frozen on some days. And some people write in, well, why didn't you have this gear or that gear? The first few days I was riding with a very experienced rider, and he was filming the same thing. We just got slammed by +5 weather, horrific winds and rain, and you mix those three together. You're near with the wind chill, you're near freezing conditions. And we were out there for 12 hours. I mean, it's
That's a rough start.
no joke. Yeah. So it's just that combination, but it's the relentlessness of it. It doesn't stop. It's not, matter of fact, honestly, getting on the bike is probably where you can get into the ride. It's the time between. It's nonstop.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't really rest. You sort of have a bit of a sleep and then you just get up and do it again every single day.
And I visit with the kids and I send out a lot of emails to generate funds.
Yeah.
Today was a day off, but I went to the Adaptive Bike Center to see them being built so that I could better understand the complexities of them. Yeah, and I'm not complaining. I'm just being very honest with people. It's a lot of people think I'm riding across Canada, and that's not what I'm doing. I'm
Mm,
running across Canada at a very fast pace while I'm trying to create a wave of change, and it takes a lot of effort to do that. And I'm blessed to be in the situation I'm in, but I'm not going to pretend, as I say on some of my posts, there is no motivational or inspirational content I can come up with. It is what it is. It sucks, and I think what separates these really high performance endurance athletes are those that can just work through that. But I'm not going to pretend and say I think of the kids and everything's a rainbow. It's not. Sometimes that's not enough. Sometimes you just have to put your foot down and keep going forward.
yeah,
Um, so
it's
that's what I'm
true.
learning.
You know, it's interesting. I listened to your talk with Sebastian and I thought it was so good. So, you know, his advice for you was excellent. So did you find that was a bit of a shift for you after talking to him? Because he was talking about, you know, how to somehow take, you know, those low, hard moments and switch it. Is the mindset of switching it. It's not pretending that everything is positive, but I thought his advice was excellent. Was that helpful for you talking to him?
Yeah, one of the things that I found with Sebastian or any really down to earth kind of guy or gal who deals with this, I asked him the question off camera. I said, Sebastian, I feel like I'm a what's the word, where I'm pretending to be something, a fake. I said, when I'm out there, I don't feel like this amazing endurance guy, this superhero. I said, I'm complaining, I'm whining, I feel angry, I feel like I want to quit. And he said, that is exactly how you should feel, because that's when you know you're trying something extremely challenging. And I honestly had to be told that, because I was out there on a couple of days thinking I'm not tough enough. Like I'm just not. I can't keep going, and I'm cold. I'm upset, and I was thinking that these other people you see, they can go through this, and their appearance is stoic. And as I said on one of my unsinkable stories, that's make believe. it, it truly isn't like that. I love the kids. I love doing this for the kids. I love to inspire people. But if anybody tells you that the best endurance athletes don't feel this way, I think it's a lie. I think we as human beings have to be very honest, because people feel less about themselves because they believe they're not strong enough or they're not fit enough. And it's not true. You are, you are fit enough. It's just the small difference is the person that can get up and fight the next day and keep fighting and keep fighting. But every day, I doubt it. I doubt myself. I doubt my abilities, but I fight on.
You have to remember you're one of very few people that will ever do this. Ever. Ever.
I would
So, you
recommend that.
know, you can't really compare to anything because there's nothing to compare you to. No one does this. So of course it's like ridiculously hard. So yeah, no, that's crazy, Matthew. I mean, you're doing something that is ridiculously hard. And it probably should feel terribly hard because nobody else is going to want to do this. You're one of a kind. You're one of a kind doing what you're up to right now. So
And I feel very like I also want to. I get torn sometimes because I feel like I'm complaining, and I promised you when we met in Calgary so long ago, I'm going to be nothing but truthful and transparent. And first of all, I think I quoted, I put on a post, I do because I can, I do because some can't, and I do for those that can't. And I'm blessed because that little boy in that bike that day probably one day will wake up realizing there's certain things he can't do, and as a human being, I don't want to waste that opportunity. So I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. I'm very blessed. What I do want to do though is tell people that I'm not a superhuman. I'm very flawed in so many ways, I feel the pain. I'm not somebody who sits in front of a camera and tells you some secret Navy SEAL quote to make you feel inspired. It's just not who I am. And I think we as a society believe that we should be able to listen to those people and go out and execute. And it's just not true. It's tough. It's just a matter of getting up and battling on. And but no one should feel less because they don't get this instantaneous fix from these individuals who say this stuff. It's just not true.
Well, do you know what? I think that what I get out of it on many days is sometimes when you are seeing and hearing about the pain and the sadness and the doubt, we all go through that, whatever it might be in our life. And it's nice to sometimes almost realize that we're all just human. We all feel it in all different situations, whether it be, in our work or in our private life, in our sport. It's just being human. So you are inspiring by not trying to be inspiring. You're just being real every day. And it's like, wow. Oh, you watch these and you're like, okay, wow. That's what we're getting out of it. It's just a big, unbelievable wow every day that you're doing this, Matt. So don't worry, you're inspiring without having to try. Everything you're doing it's unbelievable. One of the things you said at the very beginning was that you were looking to create change for others, but also for yourself. So far, you're not, you're edging toward the halfway mark. So far, how has this changed you? How have you changed so far?
Yeah, and this is one of the things I'm going to want to talk to you down the road about, because I don't know how to do it, but I know I need to do it. When I'm on the bike and I'm not fighting the elements and I can let my mind start to process what's transpiring, I have moments of realization. For example, I'm very grateful. I can't believe I have a home to go home to. I can't believe I have people like you in my life. And I have these moments of gratitude when I'm not suffering. When you're suffering, it's really hard to process anything other than that. But what I'm starting to realize now is that I need to figure out how to capture these moments and these feelings and this story and convert it into something that goes beyond a post on Instagram and removes that polish. I want to tell this story. I want to inspire people. And I want to make sure this opportunity isn't wasted, because I believe that there's something happening here that may help an individual who is really suffering right now. And I don't know how I'm going to do that. I think people like yourself, Lyle Best, there's a lot of people who get it at a deeper level. You're one of them. And that's where I'm starting to go to. I guess I don't have to go back to a job when I get back, but I have to go back to something. And I want it to be something that helps people. Mm-hmm. And I think this journey has earned me the right to maybe tell this side of the story, but in an authentic way that other people can relate to. So that's where my mind's been going lately. My concern is that I'm going to get to the finish line and it's going to evaporate into thin air, and I'm not going to have that opportunity to tell the story. So I really need to process that.
Okay, well, that I think what you're doing, because every day you're posting, you're taking the time and sheer exhaustion at the end of every day, and you're talking. So you're not going to lose it. You've been recording it and documenting it every single day. So you're going to have that at the end of this. It's going to be unbelievable. The amount of information that you're storing and we can still go back, all of us, and look at all of your stories and posts and it's there. So I wouldn't worry about it. You're already doing it. It's not going to be lost. You've already recorded this time of your life every single day, and it's been incredible to watch. So you're doing it. Don't you worry about that. You can decide at the end of all this what you're going to do with it. You'll have a lot of stuff to work with. So
yeah, good. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, no, it's super incredible. It's my favorite time of the night is to sit down and listen to your posts and watch your posts.
Perfect.
Absolutely. So I'm going to change. I was going to say I was going to shift gears, but I'm going to change things a little bit here and ask you another question. I'd like you to tell us a little bit about Nicole, because there's another person on this journey with you that, I know she's there. We don't always see it, but I know. Tell us a little bit about what does her typical day look like?
Oh man, that's I'll tell you, if you want to talk about the stuff around before and after the riding, during the riding, she is the support person. She's the guardian angel, the van you look forward in the distance to know there's the hot cup of tea or there's the next snack. But really where it gets incredibly, mind-boggling is when we get to the hotel. I'm exhausted. She carries up 5 or 6 bags every night, arranges, organizes, washes, shops, fills gas tanks, and in the morning she loads everything back in because all she wants to do is make sure that I get on that bike and start pedaling. And then during the day, of course, the easy part for her is just being there constantly. And she also has to see me suffer. There are days where I pull up to the van and there was a video shot. You see me pull in and she's busy preparing a snack and I'm dizzy. And she finally turns her head and I said, I'm not feeling so good. And I forgot I had the GoPro on and she came up, she said, let's get you off the bike.
Mm.
And immediately she had to flicker over into, how do I keep him safe and whole? So she's constantly doing that. And I'm not a nice person. I know I'm not a nice person to be around in those moments. I can be quite, what's the word, attacking when things aren't the way they should be. If you say 5 kilometers and you're 7 kilometers, those 2 kilometers to someone who's been on a bike for 6 hours may as well be 100. And, after the moment, I feel horrible about myself because I'm like, well, she's out here. Without her, I couldn't do this. So she's just incredible. I mean, that's all you can say. It's, I don't think anybody other than someone who has the intense love and commitment to the person and the people and the charity would do this. I honestly don't. So as far as I'm concerned, she's as sore as I am. She's as tired as I am. But her emotional baggage is much heavier because she has to see the Sammys whipping by me constantly all day long, thinking one of them's going to clip this guy and I'm going to see it happen. So yeah, very strong person.
She is. We're going to all celebrate. We're going to all celebrate her at the end of this as well. She's a woman. Absolutely. I wanted to ask you, what can we do, all of us out here, to help you? So for example, today you said you had a massage, finally you had a day off. Are there things that we can help you in your upcoming cities that you're stopping in at? Are there things that we can have ready there for you? I feel like there's more that we can all be doing for you. I know you want us to donate. We're all, we want people to donate for the cause, but how can we help you to be able to keep going?
Well, first of all, people like you, I mean, we become best friends very quickly through this. And the support and the love that I get is probably one of the biggest rewards I've gotten from this whole process. It's just there's a few individuals that go above and beyond it. There's so many that deliver such positive messages to me. So that continued support is wonderful. I'd love to see more people come out when we have events scheduled. And I know most of the time I'm riding into cities during work days, so it's difficult. But that support piece is huge. Sharing the message, comment on the posts, share the posts, talk about it at dinner with your friends, with your family. The more the awareness, the more people are going to say, I want to listen to this story. I want to be part of it. not only may that create more donations, but it also may help somebody who's suffering find a place to land and maybe find some inspiration to undertake their own journey. And obviously, the donation thing is a huge part as well. So those are the three things that really, like, I can't tell you some of the messages you send me, it's like you see someone lying in a coma and their eyes flicker. Like, I read the comment and I'm like, yeah, okay, I can get up and do it again tomorrow. So it's a really, it sounds really kind of, I don't know, maybe mushy, but it's true. Like, I become more vulnerable because of it. Like, I can talk to you like this, and I can tell you before this whole thing started, I wouldn't expose myself like this. I wouldn't be vulnerable. I wouldn't tell people I'm sad or I'm hurting, or now I am, because people have allowed me to be that way with them. And I think more men need to be this way. So
Yeah.
those things are so helpful. And yeah, just follow along. Like, I honestly believe something incredible is happening on so many levels here, not just with me as an individual, but our community could really be part of something that may help a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to keep going well after this is all over. So, but for now, you still have a few kilometers ahead of you. So, what's happening in the upcoming week? Tell us quickly. Where are you going next?
So I think I get out of Manitoba yesterday, which will be a relief, because although we have flat roads, I'm swarmed by horseflies. It was
Oh,
absolutely atrocious. I thought I was being attacked by hornets.
oh gosh.
And then they told me, no, it's just horseflies. We couldn't stop. I actually had to cycle nonstop pretty much yesterday, because as soon as you stopped, you're swarmed.
Oh,
So I go to Treherne tomorrow, then Brandon, and then after Brandon, I think I hit the Saskatchewan border. And then I think the only thing I have to deal with there is horseflies. I think the province there, it's horseflies, but flat roads. And then I'll be back in Alberta soon. So
yeah.
I have a couple of events. I think I'm doing a charity event in Brandon for affiliation there. So that's kind of what the next few days look like. It's Manitoba for the next 2 days, and then into Saskatchewan.
Fantastic. Excellent. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, and are you looking to pick up some extra riders? Anybody that would like to join you along the way as well?
Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to be ridden. I hope to have about 15 riders with me.
Nice.
If anybody wants to ride with me, absolutely reach out. Rideforchange.ca is the webpage. The email's there. Just be prepared. I'm probably not the most talkative person.
Fair enough.
I'm certainly very, very polite, but once I think I had a support rider with me yesterday. I think we said 3 words to each other. So we just get the work done, and but be part of something amazing. It's a great workout. We push hard, and when we stop to take breaks, we can have some laughs.
Exactly. Well, Matthew, you are an endurance athlete. If you have any doubt, please have no doubt about it now. Wow, you're an incredible endurance athlete. You're killing it out there. Regardless of any ups or downs. When I remember was talking to you just before the event, you were worried about the first 3 days, right? So
Yeah.
Look where you're at right now. I mean, it's just, good for you. Incredible job. Again, really proud to know you and just to be a small part of this. So we're going to keep putting the word out for you. And we will continue to share the links on where people can donate and where to see you next. Hopefully we'll be seeing you soon in person. I think that's coming soon. And we're going to do this again probably in a couple more weeks. So any last words before we sign off here today?
I just want to thank everybody. I want to thank you again. I want to thank all those people who do reach out to me. And if anybody is feeling any of these emotions that I'm describing, feeling, the darkness or the gray in their lives, You have an ear on this end, so reach out to me and I'll do my best to give you an honest and transparent answer that may actually help provide you a path forward. So I seek that support, but I also want to give it. And if anybody out there wants an ear to talk to, they can find one on my end. I may not be quick to respond some days because we're out cycling, but I will do my best to get back to them.
It's pretty amazing. You're a great human being, Matthew. So on that last word, we're going to sign off for today. I hope to see you soon. Be safe.
Thank
And
you.
stay well fed, as I'm always saying in my text to you. I'm always worried you're not eating enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and stay well. And we will see you soon.
Okay. Thank you very much once again. You've been wonderful.
You're very welcome.